Oh, I've got my little Hans Zimmer on. Look, it is. Let's talk about his latest documentary, Hans Zimmer and Friends, Diamond in the Desert. Let's go. G'day, it's Adam here again with another quick instant movie review for you. So something slightly different tonight. I got a chance to catch Hans Zimmer and Friends Diamond in the Desert. Now, this is an extraordinary new documentary which incorporates live performance of a recent world tour that Hans Zimmer, I think he's still currently on it, has, plus some staged footage and, topping it all off, some great interviews. Now, the concert footage was mainly shot in Dubai's iconic Coca-Cola Arena, and then also shot in the dunes of Dubai Desert, an amazing helipad sequence. You've also got an amazing sequence within a dome as well for Interstellar. So there's some really great restaging of some of the iconic pieces that Hans Zimmer has composed over the years with an absolutely extraordinary band that really is passionate about what they're playing. And yeah, wow, pretty amazing. And as I mentioned, this film is not just a concert film. It also has this really cool element where it's got conversations that Hans Zimmer interviews some of his past collaborators, including Billie Eilish, Christopher Nolan, you've Denis Villeneuve, you've got Phineas, you've got Jerry Bruckheimer, Johnny Marr, Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya. They're all here, and they all get interviewed by Hans Zimmer. And what's interesting is that it sort of starts as an interview, but then it kind of becomes more of a conversation that you're kind of just dropping into, and about how Hans went working with some of these artists, plus also these artists' impact that Hans Zimmer's music had on them as they were growing up or watching films, or the differences that they found. So which is really, really interesting. So this is directed by Emmy Award-winning and multi-Grammy nominated director Paul Dugdale. Now that's a lot of things to have on your CV, but this gentleman has shot a lot of concert movies. So Dua Lipa, he won a Emmy, I think it was, for the Elton John farewell tour. He's done stuff for Billy Joel. He's done stuff for, Taylor Swift. Everyone, Coldplay. He's worked extensively in the music genre, and you can see it. The way this film has been shot really embraces the musicians. You can see that he knows the beats that he needs to capture with the different music. And I think a really good director understands the music and understands the passion and the flow of when you're trying to capture a musical sequence, just how to go about just bringing that energy into onto the screen or into the room, really. And the director Paul Dugdale has certainly done that. He's done a phenomenal job. And working with Hans, like the two in a recent interview were talking about, how the creative control was going to go, and the collaboration that they really had on getting these interviews together, and how organic it kind of was. Like, they'd start off with one thing, and then Hans would go, "Oh, I might bring this person. Oh, they're in New York. I'll give them a call and we'll have a quick interview and we'll set it up and talk it through." And it does feel very organic. There's some really lovely moments in there. Nothing feels overly forced. And I think even Paul Dugdale said that, the interviews did go on for ages, and then he kind of had to bring it back to the point of, we really need to talk about this because it's going to lead into this. So it's a really nice little function that is introduced into the mechanics of this film to make it something a little bit different, rather than just watching Hans Zimmer's pieces for a while. Now, what's interesting is I actually went about a month or so ago to see the Hans Zimmer and Friends concert, like Hans Zimmer live, which was phenomenal here in Brisbane. And it was quite an extraordinary experience. And I think the thing for me is that then seeing the concert film, it actually even made me appreciate Hans Zimmer even more. Like, the concert was phenomenal. His interaction with the crowd is something else, and he brings that warmth. It's kind of like having your European grandfather come over to your house and talk about all this amazing stuff and involve you in conversations, and really wanting to be invested in your world as much as you being invested in theirs. It's just this really warm exchange that Hans Zimmer introduces, and it's very playful, it's very fun, and the music, of course, is amazing. But some of the sequences that are put forward, the Interstellar sequence is nothing short of extraordinary. The visual effects used on it are really, really cool. And the film finishes with an iconic piece, as it did in the concerts, in a pretty cool setting. So use of drones in this, use of visual effects in this is really great. The use of the desert, obviously, is really great as well, especially in the sequences of June. It just kind of all matches. And the thing is that you don't really need to see the visuals of the films to complement the music. It just kind of all embodies itself in the visuals that have been created by Paul Dugdale. Really, really great. So as a person who went and saw the concert, this is a beautiful companion piece to that concert. If you didn't get a chance to see the concert, this is 100% essential viewing for you, because not only will you hear some of those iconic pieces, and the film goes for well over 2.5 hours, and it was edited down quite substantially, but you'll hear some wonderful pieces, but you'll also get a real insight to Hans Zimmer and how he does his work, how his machine works, and some really insightful moments, especially the interviews with Denis Villeneuve, and a really interesting interview with Pharrell Williams, who was pretty much instrumental, along with Johnny Marr, to bring Hans Zimmer out of the studio and onto stage for everyone to enjoy his pieces live. If you get a chance to see Hans Zimmer, definitely do see him live. If you don't, you need to watch this amazing concert film called Hans Zimmer and Friends, Diamonds in the Desert. Check it out. It is now screening around the country. I would give this 8 out of 10. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And there is my little Hans. I can't show you the back of the t-shirt, but it's pretty cool. Take my word for it. Anyway, that's it from me. Comment below, let me know what your favorite Hans Zimmer track is. Do you like a bit of Pirates of the Caribbean? Are you a Dark Knight fan? Or does Interstellar make you cry every time you listen to it? Or does Time just send shivers down your spine when you hear it from Inception? Comment below, let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Maybe you love James Bond. All right, catch you next time.